Hey guys, it's me. I was just checking to make sure that the camera started. I had a request to do a video talking about the foods that I eat on my low carb diet. um, let's see, I had this. Here it is. Low carb diet. Dr. Atkins was probably the first to propose the low carb diet and got a lot of flack for it. But over the years, it seems that he probably had knew something, that he was right about a lot of things, maybe not everything, but I gained 40 pounds in the almost 10 years that we have lived here. And the last couple of years, I gained a lot of fat. My weight increased somewhat, but not that much. But what increased was the amount of fat that I was carrying around because I was diagnosed with a congenital kidney ureter issue and had surgeries to repair that. And I had a stent in my left ureter for at least a year and a half, which is not real conducive to exercising. So I got really fat. My fat percentage, I'm sure, was pretty high compared to what it used to be at pretty close to the same weight. The first time that I heard about the impact of nutrition on your weight and your body composition was when I had purchased this book. It's called The Eat Clean Diet Recharged. I bought this probably 4 years ago. It's by Tasha Reno. And I was reading through it and I got to this page and I read this. And my initial thought was, no way. That's not true. 80% of the nutrition is not right. Well, I've kind of changed my thinking on that. And the reason that I have is because of my weight loss journey. I knew several people here in town who were losing tremendous amounts of weight very rapidly and were very happy in the program that they were doing and with the results. And the program is Ideal Protein. And so I started Ideal Protein at the end of February, and within 4 months I lost 40 pounds, which was my goal. And depending on the day, it can be 42 pounds or 39 pounds, but I stay within about a 3-pound range, and I have for over a month now. So, and yesterday I was watching a video from a young woman in Denmark, and she had a link. She was talking about her weight loss. And she talked about this video that she watched and this program that she was kind of following. And the name of the video, and I'm going to link it below because I watched it twice yesterday and I will watch it again at least one more time because the video is quite long, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. They do have a Q&A portion at the end, which I watched it and I wouldn't even bother. But the name of the video is The Food Revolution, AHS 2011, and the doctor, he's a Swedish doctor, and his name is Andreas Enfelt, and he's not bad looking, so, you know, you got that going for you if you watch the video. But he was talking about how, and he talked about statistics about America, because this conference that he was speaking at was held here in America, and how when in the early to mid 80s the high fat diet link to coronary artery disease scare happened, people started eating low fat diets, low fat high carb diets, and what happened was over the next 10 years Americans got obese at alarming rates. And he touches on so many points. He quotes studies, gives data. It's really a very informative video. He is quite charming and amusing, and he mentions Dr. Oz in kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, but you have to watch it if you really want to get the gist of what he's talking about in this low-carb, high-fat diet that he talks about. He says that people should be eating the paleo diet, and the difference would be that you add dairy, except you don't drink milk, because the milk has a lot of carbs in it. But you can eat butter, you can eat full-fat cheese without any harmful effects. And he shows, or he points out that there is no research, no facts, no data to prove that a high-fat diet causes coronary artery disease. So anyway, watch the video. But my story, to get back to my story, is I went on the ideal protein diet and I lost my 40 pounds. When you're in the ideal protein diet, they want you to be in ketosis. Ketosis is when you have burned all the glycogen stores in your body. So your body will always go to the glucose, the glycogen stores in your liver and in your cells. Once it depletes that, it will go to your muscle tissue, and Ideal Protein claims that their protein will preserve, the protein in their foods will preserve your muscle, and you will go into pure fat burning mode. Well, I hit ketosis on day 3, and I knew it because I got really lightheaded, but that was okay. And I had days that I was hungry and I wanted to eat carbs, or I wanted to eat more, and I just plugged through. And my motto was, I am the prize. I wanted to lose the weight because I knew at some point when I got the weight off, I would be able to enjoy some of those foods that I felt I really wanted to have. And what's interesting is that now that I've lost the weight and I can have my fun days, when I do have my fun days, it's just kind of like I eat the food and I'm like, I don't know what the big deal was. You know, maybe it's just the deprivation. You just get kind of used to eating a certain way. And the thing with eating refined carbs is that you eat carbs, your blood sugar zooms up, your insulin, your body pumps out insulin, brings your blood sugar down, you're hungry again. Instead of trying to keeping a steady blood sugar, you will have some dips in, but not these huge, crazy elevations and deprivations and decreases. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do. I'm just not saying it well. Another thing that insulin does, and I mentioned this in a previous video, insulin not only regulates blood sugar, but it's the main hormone that causes us to store fat. So if you're having these big spikes in blood sugar, you're going to have big spikes in insulin, and that's going to cause you to store some of what you ate as fat that you maybe normally wouldn't have done. So anyway, I wanted to show you the foods that I eat, show you and tell you about the foods that I eat on my diet. I eat meat, I eat steaks, I eat prime rib, I eat hamburger, I eat cheese, I eat cheeseburgers, no bun. I eat fish, salmon, halibut. I've discovered this new fish. I don't know, I'm sure it isn't new, but I think it might be new to the American market. It's called swai, S-W-A-I, and it is a delicious white flaky fish, very low in calories and carbs, no carbs of course. And I love seafood. We have been to the Alaska Salmon Bake a couple of times this year, and I have pigged out on crab and drawn butter. Yum. So that stuff I don't limit myself on. I eat eggs and egg whites. These when I'm lazy, I like to make my omelet with this, and I will put shredded cheese in it and chopped up vegetables or mushrooms. Delicious, but I do eat regular eggs, 2 whole eggs. I love Carb Master yogurt. This is put out by Kroger. This says Fred Meyer on it, because I get it at our Fred Meyer store, but Food for Less in Las Vegas, they sell this too. They're a Kroger store. And this has 60 calories. It only has 4 grams of carbs, 8 grams of protein. And the reason that it only has 4 grams of carbs is because they use milk protein concentrate and whey protein concentrate. So you're getting the protein without the carbs of milk. Let's see. Well, we might as well go on to this. I love J. Rob's protein powders. This is the egg white protein, which is my favorite. It's about $2 a serving, which is pretty darn cheap. 120 calories. This is 1 scoop. No fat, no cholesterol. Only 4 grams of fiber. It has 24 grams of protein. Love this stuff. Mix it up with some berries or with one of these. You know, and you've got a really nice smoothie for under 200 calories. You've got, let's see, this has what? 24 grams of protein, and this has 8. So you've got over 30 grams of protein just here. And under 200 calories and very few carbs. Oh, to get back to my fish, I love Spike. I discovered this probably 25 years ago. I went to visit my sister Barb in San Diego, or my sister Ann in San Diego, and she made fish, and she put this on it, and this is my favorite seasoning for fish. I use salt and pepper, some of this, and some dill weed, and oh, delicious. And I use my little tabletop grill. 10 minutes, the fillets are frozen. Put them in there, season them up. 10 minutes later, delicious dinner. So if you don't have a tabletop grill, you can get like a George Foreman. I have a Hamilton Beach. Go for it. For my coffee, I love coffee, and I got kind of addicted to iced coffees in Las Vegas. But I love the EAS Advanced Edge drinks. And this is the chocolate fudge, which is my favorite flavor. They have vanilla, they have dark chocolate, strawberry, 17 grams of protein and only 3 grams of carbs, 110 calories. Great for coffee creamer. It has a lot of vitamins in it, so it does have that vitamin taste. So if you don't like the vitamin taste, you may not like that. Almond milk. I love the unsweetened chocolate. I use this with my sugar-free coffee syrups, the Shawnie, in my coffee. This, for a cup of almond milk, there's only 45 calories, 3.5 grams of fat, but it's almond oil, almond fat, 3 grams of carbs only, and 2 grams of protein. Low in protein, but low in carbs too. So you can enjoy your coffee and not worry about adding a lot of carbs. Another one that I love is the pure coconut milk. This is really good. I love the Donut Shop coconut mocha little Keurig cups that I put in my coffee maker, and I put this in, and this has a nice mild sweet coconut flavor. 50% more dairy calcium, more calcium than dairy milk. Here's kind of the breakdown. Hopefully that's focusing for you. So this only has 5 grams of fat, 6 grams of sugar, and the carbs are only 7, and that's for a full cup. So I know most people don't put a full cup of milk in their coffee. So those are my 3 things that I love to use in my coffee. This is sweetened, so with artificial sweeteners, so you don't have to use the sugar-free Shawnie, which is what I use. Okay, let's see. Hershey's makes a sugar-free syrup. And again, most of these products have sucralose or some other artificial sweetener in them. I'm hoping that more and more food manufacturers will be using stevia, which is a natural plant sweetener, in their products. So this comes in at, serving size is 2 tablespoons, 15 calories, no fat. There is only 5 grams of carbs in 2 tablespoons. So you can add that to your, if you like to drink almond milk, you can put it, if you're going to treat yourself to a little ice cream, or whatever you want chocolate sauce on. Let's see, we talked about the eggs. Another sugar-free product that I love are these Smucker's jams and jellies. This is the blackberry seedless, and this is 10 calories for a tablespoon, and it only has 5 grams of carbs. I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or peanut butter on anything. This is the peanut butter that I use, the Adams Natural, and I when I get the new jar, I open the cap, pour the oil off, and then just stir the rest of the oil in. The nutritional information or nutrition facts about this is pretty much the same as the other peanut butters like the Jif or the Skippy, but this has no trans fats in it. It's all natural peanut oil. So I like to have a tablespoon of this and probably less than a tablespoon of this on my Sara Lee bread. I usually have either a half a sandwich or a full sandwich a day. So the breakdown of this bread is 2 slices, has 90 calories, and the carbs are only 14 grams for 2 slices. So 7 grams of carbs per slice. Really good, really good. It also comes in white and it comes in a whole grain. The whole grain is higher in the carbs, so I usually stick with this one. I mean, it's not that much higher, but so I can have a really good sandwich and not have tons of carbs, and it's delicious, and it satisfies my craving for my peanut butter. Pickles, oh my God, pickles are awesome. I've eaten I don't know how many pickles on this plan. I also eat cucumbers, celery, and lettuce. Those are all on the Ideal Protein diet. I can have unlimited of those, and so I've just continued that on. And I'll just get the cucumbers and wash them and slice them and put some salt and pepper on them, and a delicious treat. Here's my coconut oil. I cooked chicken breasts in this, and oh my God, it was so good. This has lauric acid in it, which is a medium chain. It has a medium chain of fatty acids: lauric acid, caprylic acid, and capric acid. I'm not really sure what those are all about, but this is a great makeup remover, skin conditioner, moisturizer, hair, and it's very mild and delicious, and I love coconut oil. I cooked my chicken in this. It was so good. It didn't have a coconut flavor, but it was so moist. It was delicious. Dr. Mercola, he has a channel here on YouTube. He talks a lot about coconut oil. Walden Farms, this is sold in my Fred Meyer. They make a bunch of calorie and carb-free products. A lot of their salad dressings I don't care for. I haven't opened the blueberry syrup, but if it's as good as the pancake syrup, I know I will like it. So if you want to have pancakes or waffles, if you're craving that, get a good whole grain flour to make them with, and go ahead and use some butter and use some of this, and you should be good to go. If you want to eat pasta, I suggest eating the whole grain or the whole wheat. You're just going to get more fiber. I don't know that I really believe that it's going to slow down the digestion process. It may slightly, but if you watch this video, he shows what his blood sugar is when he uses one of the supposedly low carb pastas versus the regular pasta, and his blood sugar spike was exactly the same for both. Oatmeal, I love oatmeal, and I love steel cut oats. Now this, for a quarter cup, it's 150 calories, and it has 29 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein. What I do is I will make a batch of this and put it in a container in the refrigerator, then scoop out my quarter of a cup, put it in a dish, and add a little bit of water and microwave it. Delicious. Put berries on it or a little almond milk or whatever you want. I love the maple oatmeal from Ideal Protein. Again, this has artificial sweetener in it, but we've already established that I don't care about that. I did this video once before. I'll get into that a little bit more. So the maple oatmeal, 130 calories, 18 grams of protein, and only 12 grams of carbs versus the 29 grams in the steel cut oats. Granted, the steel cut oats, it's organic and it's a more whole food, but you just kind of weigh what you want to, how you want to use your calories and your carb grams and your protein grams in a particular day. Another one of my favorites, the Ideal Protein, the Southwest Cheese Puffs. A spicy, crunchy snack. They're like little Cheetos, but they're not orange like that. Really good. Of course, they have soy in them, and I'm not a big fan of soy, but those are really good. And these are 160 calories, 15 grams of protein, and 15 grams of carbs. You could try to compare that to potato chips, and you're going to fall far short nutritionally. And these are really good. So, the artificial sweeteners, I don't know if I already mentioned this in this video, so if I did, I'm sorry. But they tested the artificial sweeteners on rats. Rats are not humans, and granted, we have some similarities, but still, we're not rats. And the amount of artificial sweetener that they gave those poor animals is far beyond what any human would ever eat or ingest, because they're just so sweet that you just are not going to eat that. And I haven't seen any studies to show that artificial sweeteners really do cause cancer problems in humans. Maybe they do, but I'll take my chances. I know from studies what sugar does to us. So I'll take a little bit of artificial sweetener here and there over the sugar. Let's see. I'm just looking through my list here. Cheese, I love cheese. The sugar-free coffee syrups, the meat fish. So, you know, if you want to have a bacon cheeseburger, do it. Get it lettuce wrapped, or just don't eat the bun. Oh, this is a wonderful product. The reduced sugar ketchup. This tastes exactly like regular ketchup, and it only has 1 gram of carbs per servings. A tablespoon is a serving. It's 5 calories and 1 gram of carbs. I love hot dogs. I love hamburgers. I love turkey dogs, chicken dogs, brats, anything like that I love. And I think I already talked about that. See, I'm all out of order now. Peanut butter and jelly. I talked about eggs. Oh, water. You want to, especially if you decide that you want to go and do a really low carb and keep your carb grams under 40, you're going to go into ketosis. You're going to need to drink a lot of water. If you decide to do that, I really recommend talking to your doctor. You want to make sure that it's not going to be harmful to you. Going into ketosis is tough on the kidneys because you release a lot of water while you're in ketosis, when you're in fat burning mode. So you have to drink lots and lots of water. And I know that I've mentioned these before in my videos, but I love these Stevita lime packets. These are so good. They taste like limeade, and these have stevia in them, which is a sweetener that comes from a plant, and very concentrated, very sweet. And then I also love the Mios and the Crystal Lights. So these have artificial sweeteners in them. The Stevita has stevia in it. I also, just for a regular sweetener, you know, a packet of sweetener, I get the, oh gosh, what's it called? I mentioned it in my videos before. A specific type of stevia. Hang on, I'll be right back. Oh, sure, now I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. The Sweet Leaf. The Sweet Leaf Stevia Sweetener. And Ideal Protein recommends this because it's chemical free. There's no chemical. They add fiber, and it is GMO free and gluten free. And I had posed the question in one of my previous videos. I don't know what GMO is. What is it? And apparently it's genetically modified organism. So, really a great sweetener. And here's the breakdown on that. So I hope that that helps. I hope that I didn't confuse you. Oh, another thing that I wanted to mention too is somebody had mentioned that you should really avoid grains or really limit your grain intake, your pasta, your rice, your wheat. Really, really limit that because that's where the carbs are. And to eat vegetables, but none that grow underground. And I think what they were getting at were vegetables such as potatoes, sweet potatoes, turnips, parsnips, carrots, that type of thing. Those are very high in carbs. And so I don't think that they meant, I get real literal. Onions, garlic, that type of thing, because I'm sure that those have no carbs or are very low carb, unless you caramelize them and then they develop their sugars and they're deliciously sweet, but then they have more carbs in them, so you have to be careful. Oh, another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this because I forgot if I mentioned it in this video, but I want to make sure I do. CalorieCount.com is, just Google calorie count, and that is my favorite website to go to check on the aspects of food. Whether I want to see how much protein, how many carbs, calories, fat, whatever, that is a great website. So I will link that below. I will link Shawnie. Shawnie's Pretty in Ink. I will link her channel below because she's doing the MediFast diet. She does not have to, go and get weighed and measured. It's not medically supervised. She orders the food and she does her own weighing and measuring herself, and she's lost weight very rapidly. Again, it's another one of those low carb diet plans where you get the prepackaged food. I don't know how much it costs. I've never researched it, but I put her link below. So if you have any questions about the MediFast, you can certainly contact her. I know that she'd be happy to answer your questions or do a video. But I'm a firm believer in this low carb thing. I'm not saying no carbs. We need carbs for our brains to function well. But we don't need the massive amounts of carbs that we have become accustomed to eating. And that, I think that's the whole point of it. And to try to get back to more whole food as much as possible. Yeah, I know. But you make your choices. And so I guess that's it in a nutshell. I did eat a lot of broccoli and cauliflower. I love cauliflower. So on the diet, I ate a lot of broccoli and cauliflower. And then I got this crazy craving for canned green beans. And so I eat canned green beans. I just heat them up and heat a can up and eat it. Oh, well, it was good. I didn't want the frozen ones. I wanted the canned ones. I don't know what that was all about, but kind of like being pregnant. Oh, a downside to doing a low carb diet, which if you've been following my videos, you know that this has happened to me, is I had hair thinning. And the way what I read about it, and this came from Ideal Protein, is that it's not that you're nutritionally deficit, like people who've had gastric bypass surgery and have absorption and malnutrition issues. The hair loss is temporary. Very similar to somebody who has given birth, a woman who's given birth, and then afterwards she loses a lot of her hair. It's hair that you're going to lose anyway. It just comes out kind of all at once as opposed to more gradually, but it's in that phase where it's going to be dropping out. And the way they explained it is that, and I already knew this, but we carry hormones in our fat cells. So we carry estrogen, testosterone, the hormones in our fat cells, and as we lose the weight, those hormones get released into the bloodstream, so they cause artificially elevated hormone levels. And then once I don't know if it's when you quit the diet, if that's when your hair starts dropping, or when you've lost your weight, because you've eliminated those fat cells that contain those hormones. And then all of a sudden your hormone level reverts back to what it normally would have been, and then your hair sheds. So that's my understanding of it. If you know differently, please feel free to clue me in. But it better be scientifically based. I worked in healthcare for many, many years, and so I'm not a big one for things that for fads and crazes that don't have any basis behind them, scientific or whatever. People can just make up whatever. Prime example here, I'm off on a tangent, but prime example are these products that are going to detoxify your skin. That means nothing. The only thing that detoxifies your body are your kidneys and your liver. Your skin can't detoxify anything. So, and I think that what they're trying to say is that it cleanses, cleans the pores out and blah, blah, blah. But you're not going to eliminate toxins through your skin. Unless they're saying that it's the environmental toxins on your skin, but you can get rid of those just by anyway. I'm getting into a whole nother tangent. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope this was helpful. I apologize if I was kind of rambling and all over the place. If you want more information, if you have specific questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I will try to get back to you. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Bye.